Hey everybody, Oliver Joyce from Whiskeybarrel Studios here. How you doing? It's the 31st of May and you haven't heard from me from a little while because I've been very busy on my latest game. This one here. Yeah, I've got gloves on. It's freezing. It's look at these fingerless gloves for typing. It is really cold here. It's autumn and it's about what's the temperature here? It's like 13 degrees Celsius. So I don't know by where you're in the world. In Australia, that feels really cold. So and our houses are not built for that. But that's not why we're here today. The last sort of 3 or 4 weeks, I've been working away quietly on something that I've been wanting to tell you guys about. And I've been talking to the Patreon supporters about this. But I haven't been able to reveal to the world the name of my latest game. And that name is, drumroll please, Tower Shield. Tower Shield. That is the name of the game. And what you see right here is just, a very basic mock-up of the font on a black background. Not the official logo or anything, although that is being worked on as we speak. Tower Shield. And that name may not mean anything to you yet, but once I explain the game and the concept behind it, which I'm going to do today, it should mean a lot more to you. So there it is, Tower Shield. Now you would be amazed at how long it takes to settle on a name, and I came up with dozens and dozens of different names, and some that were close, some that felt really different and everything. And Tower Shield does admittedly sound like quite a generic name, but when you see the game and you play it, you'll see why I went with it. So what is Tower Shield? Okay, so about 8 or 9 years ago, I've been sitting on this idea of a game where you had 4 heroes on a platform that rises up into the sky. As we switch over to this sketch view here, this might be a better way to explain it. And I'll ignore the actual wheel and imagine for a second that that wheel is now a shield, because originally it was a wheel. But imagine 4 heroes on a circular platform rising up, up, up in a circular tower. Now, you have on the one side, you have a platform where enemies run out. Here it is. On the top, you have a healing fountain where you can heal. Here, you have a treasure chest, and down the bottom, you have a ranged platform that can shoot at enemies from there. Now, the configurations of these will change throughout the game. So sometimes that enemy platform might be down here. Sometimes the healing fountain might be there, and that will depend on what level you're on. But you have 1 hero, 2, 3, 4 heroes, and each one faces a certain direction. The hero in the west has to fight enemies. The hero up here can heal. The hero here gets treasure, and the hero down there has ranged attacks. If our hero is on the ranged platform, monsters spawn out and move towards them. And now this is an auto battle game, so your hero will automatically attack them every X seconds, and the speed of your hero's attacks will increase as you level up, and as with the damage. And the heroes will the enemies will spawn out, and your hero will fight them until they die or our hero dies. Now, these images are all from my master design document that I've been slowly putting together. The hero on the healing platform, facing the healing platform, will heal, drink from a healing fountain, and the goodness of healing energy will flow through them as long as that hero is facing that direction. The hero facing the treasure chest gets a constant stream of gold every X seconds, and that rate will increase as your skill with treasure increases. And you can, of course, update that every time you level up. And same with the healing as well. And the hero on the ranged circle uses their ranged weapon to help the main hero fighting, but they only gain half the experience that the main hero would get. But by the same token, they can't get hurt while they're on that platform. And so our platform rises up, and you pressing left or right on your keyboard, or with the mouse swipe left or right, you rotate it left or right, and the heroes will change positions. So the hero that's facing the west might be fighting monsters, but then you rotate it once, all of a sudden they're healing, and then the hero that was on the ranged platform is now fighting monsters in a melee attack. And you rotate left and right, and the heroes will sort of alternate their positions. So you've got to be remembering, who am I healing, who is leveling up, who is fighting, that kind of thing. And the trick is the hero that's fighting will always be getting more and more experience. So they'll be getting more and more powerful, but they're losing health. And the hero who is getting treasure is getting more and more gold. Now, gold is useful because when you, every few levels or so, you'll reach a shop, and then you can upgrade your armor and your weapons and so on, which gives you extra bonuses. So you have to work out which hero is sort of protecting the others. Am I leveling them all up at equal times? Am I just going to have one extra powerful barbarian hero, or one rogue that has all the money, that kind of thing. So it's going to be a really interesting sort of strategic choice for players. The game will start off with just one hero on the platform, and then as you get a bit of gold, you'll be able to unlock a second, third, and fourth hero slot permanently, and you'll be able to take up to 4 heroes on each run. The heroes themselves are the archetype knight, barbarian, cleric, rogue, that kind of thing, and there'll be others you can unlock. You can also have more than one of any one particular class archetype. So you could have 2 knights, 1 wizard and a rogue, or 3 clerics and a barbarian, or 4 knights. Each knight, whatever it is, will correspond to a color slot. So the first one will be red, then yellow, then green, then blue. So this is a bit of a knowledge dump I'm just throwing at you right now. This is all in my head how the game sort of works. And as I said, I've had this idea floating around in my head for like a long time. And I've always wondered, would it work? How would it work? Originally, I had a plan for it to be sort of a turn-based game. And I'm going to show you a quick video of that one now. So this is a YouTube video from about 8 years ago. And this is one of my first videos on my channel. And it was of a game that I originally called Everyone Gets Treasure, and you would have this wizard hero, and you could have a random party or a custom party, and this is going to be quite similar to how the new game sort of introduction starts out. So let's check it out. So you can choose one of these archetype heroes, barbarian, knight, rogue, that kind of thing, and they have various stats. You'll probably recognize those icons from, of course, Swords and Sandals Medieval. But anyway, the heroes come out, and you choose up to 4 of them. This was art done by my friend Tony Lowe many, many years ago, and I ended up canning this prototype because in the end, the technology just didn't really work very well, and something went wrong. But you can see there, you got your heroes there. In this case, it was actually 5, but the new version will have 4. And you can move them around like that. Now ready for battle. But then these 4 platforms appear. And this is the same angle that we're going for in the new Tower Siege. The monsters appear, and you're fighting them. They're fighting you. This was a turn-based version of it. And there's Oprah. Everyone gets treasure! Woo! But yeah, something just wasn't quite working with that early prototype. I ended up abandoning it in favor of... I ended up going on to make the Sword and Sandals remakes and everything, so it all worked out. But I've always had that game idea there, and I kind of wanted to get back to it. So when I finished Sword and Sandals Immortals and thought, well, I want to make a new game, I knew I wanted to make quite a small game, and believe it or not, Tower Siege will be a small game. It's a game that I can probably make in, knock on wood, probably in the next sort of 4 or 5 months. Certainly, I think before the end of the year, you'll be playing this game. I have, in fact, a prototype. And if you sort of squint your eyes, you can actually see there up in the, again, up there in the little thumbnail, that is actually a screenshot from the game, but it's blurred out. The game is actually a 3D game with 2D sprites, and it works quite well. I think it's quite a cool look. Right now, it's a mixture of sort of prototype assets and assets that I've been creating in Blender. So I've been learning a bit of Blender. But I'm not ready to show you that yet. That will be revealed to you in the next week or 2. Want to just have a little bit more. But so far, there's actually a full... a working, you can rotate the platforms, monsters come out, you can heal, the tower, sort of the platform rises up on the tower. There's no leveling up yet, and there's no sort of meta game around it, which I think is really important. And without that, the game is, it's not quite there yet. But the idea is that these 4 heroes have to protect the shield that's rising up. and the heroes, they get their healing and the treasure and everything. And as they slowly die one by one, any hero that's not protecting the space, that shield that they're standing on, the big platform, takes damage until if the shield breaks, the whole thing falls and it's all over. Or if all 4 heroes die, it's all over too. And the aim of the game would be just basically go from level to level, quick levels, probably on like a 30-second to 1-minute countdown, survive the level, go up, next wave, and the platforms configure differently. You go up, and eventually you go through shops and so on. If you level up during a level, bam, you choose a quick upgrade, a la something like Vampire Survivors, that kind of thing. But eventually your run comes to a close, and at first the runs will be quite short because your heroes are weak, but you'll be able to bring your heroes back by spending gold and that kind of thing, and unlocking sort of starting powers for them and starting ability, perks and that kind of thing. So that is Tower Shield. I would really love to know what you guys think. But first, these guys know what's up. These guys found out about the game about a week or 2 ago, and I've been sort of updating them through my Patreon, just with, my inner thoughts about the game development side of it, and, just my fears and so on. If you're interested in game dev or you want to support the channel, then please become a patron. I'd love to have you aboard. And you will join the mighty heroes Caden, Dane Simoneau, Daniel Funches, Bardi X, Brandon K, Ilya Gurovich, Pipuch, Noah Gurajan, Timmy Boy, X Up Omega, Jeffro of Hex 3D, Hopeless, and Eunice. And if you'd like to become a Patreon, that would make my day. The armor is back, but not for long. Get, go. Thargan. Yeah, anyway, as I said, that's it for today. I hope you're, curious about this game. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this is a concept that you're interested in? Think of it like it's a retro arcade coin-op with a mixture of pixel art and 3D graphics, visually a little similar to something like Octopath Traveler, with sort of quite cute JRPG-style sprites and all the cliches and so on, and, chiptunes music. Tower Shield is the name of the game, and it is a retro name by design. Actually, I was going to talk about it in this video, but I'll save that the name conversation for another video, because this video has probably run long enough. But please let me know in your comments what you think of the game, and stay tuned for the next video from me where I'll actually reveal I've been taking videos of each day or two of the game progress, and I'll kind of play that all for you in sequence, and you can see where the game is at. Until next time, my friends, thanks for being with me today, and bye for now.